Good morning, friends. This is meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefings extended outlook. This will be for Storm Scoop. It is 10 a.m. on November 19th, 2018. It is Thanksgiving weekend, or week rather, so big holiday travel. We'll talk about that briefly. We'll have more of an outlook on that for tomorrow. As we look specifically into Wednesday and Thursday for travel days, and even Friday as people do their shopping and also travel to go back home from wherever they were for Thanksgiving. So cold will be the name of the game for most places for Thanksgiving, and also Friday morning, and pretty much the whole week's going to be pretty cold, but also have a couple opportunities for snow, specifically, so we're going to look at tomorrow for the Northeast. So let's just jump into the maps and get going. So here we are. This is the 6Z GFS. This is the system that's working its way through the Northeast this morning. It's not highly organized. It's been pretty much going on since overnight. Brought some, about an inch of snow into northern Mass, southern New Hampshire, even parts of southern Maine, and eastern New York State, and then rain south of, let's say, I-84. Most of the precip has been out of the New York City area and Philadelphia and all those locales. So, however, this is the next system. Doesn't look like much now, but for the same areas as today, it's just going to ride that boundary, and cold air is going to continue to filter in, specifically once this system does move through. We'll see real harsh cold conditions coming through as we remain dry out west, still dealing with the fires, obviously. Put some graphic in about the smoke in our daily storm scoop. They're finally getting it contained. It's about halfway contained at this point. But some of our walls we've been doing has shown how the smoke has traveled and ended up all the way up to the East Coast from those campfire fires. So let's put this into movement here, right? So again, you can see very similar boundaries in terms of where the rain-snow line is, and also where the precip cuts off. It's very similar to yesterday. It does fill in with some rain for New York City. It's just very light, and we're not worried about any accumulating snows there, or even for New Jersey. This is again, north of I-84 in New York, and then more of a, even parts of Mass it's going to be a real boundary, it's a battle here. Sorry, I can't speak yet. It's still Monday morning, not enough coffee. Coastal conditions, let's say east of 95, we'll see mixing and rain. West of there, your chance for bigger snows. That pushes out, that's going to make some travel conditions for Wednesday morning pretty interesting as the snow keeps blowing out and whatnot. You might see a half a foot in some of these areas right in here. And then again, the name of the game for the rest of the week is cold. You have a couple clipper systems that push through. Shouldn't really give anything besides passing snow shower. Then we finally have some wet weather working its way into the Pacific Northwest and California, hopefully helping out with the fires there. And then we'll put this into gear here. As you can see, this next system is going to start crossing the Rockies, and then high pressure, still cold in the Northeast for the weekend. And then we start dealing with some more systems again next week. Nothing too substantial. We're kind of breaking our pattern a little bit. And then here you go. This is too far out. This is over 150 hours out next week. So it's not something we'll look at, but you can see it's a little bit more of a warming trend, and nothing too consistent yet with terms of storms. So we have two next week that we're looking at, but these are just showing up now. So if you've been following along with my videos, we'll note them here and we'll show you these systems. And then this is 384 as far as we go. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're letting you know if it's just a blip on the radar, no pun intended, or if it's something that we see trends of, and if it's starting to show and it's starting to be a trend, then those are the things we need to look at. But this is kind of like the first go around for those. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what's going on there. So real quick, I just want to talk about our winter outlook. We're going to post this again to all of our clients. We're going to make a few updates to it, but really we think a lot of our thinking is still in line with what's ongoing. Just a few analogs we looked at that might change some things on the back end, specifically in March and whatnot, and how we see precip falling. So there might be a little bit of a change in that. But we keep everything transparent. Everything's already out there. If you've already received it, it's yours. Keep it. But it's also good to see how we change and how our thought processes are dictated by trends and whatnot. So I always think it's really good for you to see the madness behind our madness. So we'll do another one of these, hopefully Wednesday, maybe Friday. I'm not going to promise anything, but Thursday, it's pretty much family time. But we will be sending these out, and we will keep things updated. And feel free to, if you are a current subscriber to our service, use our wall, send us messages, that sort of thing. But looks like most places will be pretty good for traveling once this system moves out of the Northeast tomorrow. So Wednesday looks good in a lot of areas, but we'll be back tomorrow to talk about that specifically. I am meteorologist Steve Kusanowski. This was your Storm Scoop Weather Briefings Extended Outlook, and have a wonderful week.